Number 20, Eli Moore. Number 21, Jemiah Hill. And now the starting lineup for our Laney Buccaneers. Number 10, Kate McGinnis. Number 14, Brooke Sommer. Number 15, Jackie Hill. Number 3, Reagan Stewart. Number 24, Taylor Chisholm. Buccaneers are coached by head coach Ashley Jones.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's ATMC High School Basketball Games of the Week. A double dip coming to you from Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. The first game matches the Laney Buccaneers hosting the West Brunswick Lady Trojans. Trojans come into tonight's game with a record of 1-3 overall, 1-1 in the conference. Got a little bit of momentum. They picked up that first win earlier this week with a 58-49 victory over Topsail. Laney 6-2, 2-0. Also with some momentum on their side, they've won a couple of games in a row, and the most recent of which was a 47-30 win over New Hanover earlier this week. West is in the black shirts, Laney's in the white shirts, and there's the first bucket of the game by West Brunswick. And they jump into a press defense and force Laney to turn the ball over. So right away, the Trojans using a little defense to force a turnover and working the boards real hard. I think that first bucket was number 12, Yazzie Stanley. Averages nearly 7 points a game. There's a turnover by West. Laney moving the ball down the court. That's Jackie Hill with the shot that misses. Rebound comes out to number 14, Brooke Sommer. Sommer, a good outside shooter, finds somebody open in the corner. That's Kate McGinnis who misses. West Brunswick with the board. Freshman Haley Woodard brings the ball down court. Woodard on the right side over to Gracie Elmore, who can shoot the three. Good dish inside. And again, number 12, Yazzie Stanley finishes. West with an early 4-2 lead. Laney handles the press. 14, Brooke Sommer with the bucket. 4-2 West early here at Laney High School. Zone defense by Laney, and another unforced error. One of the problems West has had this season has been hanging on to the basketball. And that was a good example there of an unforced error. West drops back into a 2-3 zone. Number 3, Reagan Stewart at the point. Stewart, three-point shot, hits the back of the rim. Rebound to West, but the pass is stolen, and West steals it right back. Number 5, the freshman, Haley Woodard with the steal, and Woodard brings the ball up court. 6 minutes to go, first quarter action here at Laney West 4, Laney 2. Another turnover, this time 24, Taylor Chisholm, leading scorer for Laney. Forces the turnover, gets it to Brooke Sommer. Averages 6'4", but not when she plays West. Earlier this season, she had 14 in their victory. A couple of threes. Laney very aggressive in the zone. They'll put some pressure at the top of the key, so Woodard have to be careful. Another unforced error. Steal by number 24, Taylor Chisholm. She averages 6.4 steals per game. Pass inside to number 24, Taylor Chisholm, whose shot bounces off the rim. Rebound down to 20, Elia Ward. West looking to push it. Woodard's pass goes over the outstretched arms of Elia Ward. So a couple of substitutions in the game early for West. Looks like Morgan Bellamy, sophomore guard, has checked in. West only has 9 players on their active roster right now, or at least here this evening. Nice look inside that time by Laney. 24, Taylor Chisholm, the leading scorer for the Buccaneers, draws the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot a pair. 47% free throw shooter on the season for Chisholm. She knocks down the first. She's having a real strong junior year for Coach Ashley Berting's squad. 12 points, 8 boards. And goes 1 for 2. Nice pull down that time by Elia Ward. Gracie Elmore with the ball outside. A definite 3-point shooting threat. Nia Metz also in the game for West right now. And another one of those unforced turnovers. It's so hard. Your possessions are very valuable. And every time you don't take advantage of them and at least get a decent shot off, makes it all that much more to come back. Laney handles the press real well. Pass inside to 24. That's Chisholm, and she knows what to do when she's in the paint. 3 points on the game for Chisholm. Laney with a 7-4 lead halfway through the opening quarter here at EA Laney High School. Another turnover. 2-on-1. Good effort that time by Metz, getting back to defend. And there's a foul. And I think we are at that mandatory 1-minute timeout this year because of COVID. High school basketball, there is a mandatory 1-minute timeout every quarter, boys and girls. It is difficult, folks, to get up and down the floor the way these kids do wearing a mask. It is difficult for me sitting and wearing the mask, but there's no other place I would rather be here tonight. We've talked about this in our prior telecast this season. Sam Hickman will be with us shortly, and we're both so happy that there's a little bit of normalcy that has crept back into our life here in Brunswick County, and coming out to see high school basketball and just a few short weeks high school football is a real treat. So if you have to wear a mask, that's not that big a deal. And the kids have adapted to it well and are doing really well this season. 4 points unofficially for Yazzie Stanley for West Brunswick, 4 for Brooke Summer, and 3 for Taylor Chisholm for the Laney Buccaneers. That gives us a 7-4 score. First quarter action here at EA Laney High School, coming to you live on ATMC. 3:48 to go, first quarter. Inbounds to number 14, Brooke Summer. Gets a good shot, misses. The rebound comes down, and you know who puts it right back in. Taylor Chisholm, 5 points, 9-4 Laney. West really needs to get a good shot this time. Their last 3 times down the floor, they've turned the ball over. There's a good shooter. Not a bad shot by Gracie Elmore, just a little too deep. Jump ball possession arrow goes to the Buccaneers. Reagan Stewart will trigger it into Jackie Hill, senior guard. Does a lot of nice things here for the Buccaneers, including drawing a foul way away from the basket that time on number 4, Morgan Bellamy. Morgan, a sophomore. Bright future for Bellamy, averaging 3.3 points per game. She's going to come out. Number 5, the freshman, Haley Woodard, back in. Stewart, left side to Summer. Back over to Stewart. Stewart with a 15-footer. Bang! Reagan Stewart averaging 6.3 points per game, and a nice little run for Laney, an 11-4 lead here with just under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Elmore with a good-looking three, just short. Woodard with the rebound. And a pass is stolen. Chisholm drives and one. Taylor Chisholm, 7 points already in the first quarter for the junior forward. She averages 12.1 per game. And she's got a chance to make a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Checking into the game for West is number 13, Amani Vaught. Gracie Elmore gets a rest. So Chisholm to the line for one. Nothing but the net. 8 points for Taylor Chisholm. 14-4. Laney Buccaneer lead. 2:35 to go and another turnover. Comes back though. Woodard sticks with it. Gets the ball over to Vaught. Back to Woodard. Inside and off the hands of number 21, Tootie Hill. So back up the court comes Jackie Hill with the ball for Laney. West still in the zone. Good penetration that time. Laney makes you pay, and Chisholm is hotter than the 4th of July. 10 points in the opening quarter for Taylor Chisholm. I think Coach Bannerman for West Brunswick wants a timeout, and she's going to get it. 2 minutes and 1 second to play here in the opening quarter, and Laney out to a commanding 16-4 lead. Adding up Chisholm's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points for the junior Taylor Chisholm. 4 points for Brooke Sumner and a bucket for Reagan Stewart. And West still stuck on 4 points. He had 4 points early on by Yazzie Stanley as we look into the West Brunswick huddle. Again, I told you they only have 9 players that are dressing here this evening. And a little early for any fatigue, but certainly mentally they're having a rough go of it now. They just got to kind of settle down, buckle down, do a little bit better job hanging on to the basketball. Number 13, Amani Vaught, triggers it in to the freshman, Haley Woodard. Back over to Vaught. Tough to get the ball inside. Nice play. Good pass by Vaught that time, and a real nice catch by number 12, Yazzie Stanley, the senior. She averages 6.8 points per game for Coach Andrew and Bannerman's squad. Stanley had 10 points in a 58-49 win over Topsail earlier this week. And she hits the first of 2. Make it 2 for 2 for the senior. 16-6. Laney. West jumps into their press after they score. Let's see if they can convert, and they do. Excellent play that time by number 21, Tootie Hill. Is rewarded for her defense with a basket. Cuts it to 16-8. In the corner. Back out to Jackie Hill. Passes up a 3-point shot. And number 3, Reagan Stewart, will reset for the Lady Buccaneers. Minute 17 to go here, opening quarter at Laney High School. Good look inside. Oh, that's a quality pass that time by Stewart. And Chisholm with the bucket. Excellent play by Laney. West gets the ball to the right side. Vaught with a 15-footer rims out. West working the boards, and they're going to maintain possession. That's a good effort by Anaya Metz that time. Banging around inside. Some folks in the crowd disagree with that call, but looks like it is going to remain possession of West Brunswick. Gracie Elmore set to inbound. Elmore from three, nope, just inside. Shot goes off to the right side, and Laney's looking to push with Reagan Stewart. Stewart with a run and one-hander misses. Nice rebound by Hill. Woodard trying to get the ball to Gracie Elmore. Doesn't connect. So ball back over to Laney. 31.6 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Laney 18, West Brunswick 8. Laney doing a good job, showing a lot of patience on breaking that press, and the result is a real good shot from the corner by Kate McGinnis that misses. Woodard dishes inside. So I'll tell you what, West is wanting to push the ball and get the ball down the court quick. So they're not successful, but Zamira Seiler will go to the free throw line. The junior was fouled, misses the first. Seiler averaging 4 points a game for Coach Bannerman's squad. Bangs home the second. Cuts the lead to 18-9. Should be the last shot, less than 10 seconds. Gonna be a long one. Jackie Hill for three. Off the back of the rim. Well, that's the end of the first quarter, folks. The score, Laney 18, West Brunswick 9. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to E.A. Laney High School, this week's ATMC basketball doubleheader. The Buccaneers of Laney, first game, the ladies, hosting the Lady Trojans of West Brunswick. Second game will be the guys. 18-9, Laney. Big first quarter for Taylor Chisholm for Laney with 12 points. West kind of hanging tough, and that shot by number 5, Haley Woodard, the freshman, just inside the three-point line, cuts the score to 18-11. West, after a little bit of a rough middle of the first quarter, gaining a little momentum now. Laney moving the ball real well around the zone, inside, back out, and a good steal. Wow, so close, 21. Tootie Hill almost with the steal. West playing very aggressive. When these teams played earlier this season, it was all Laney, 54-31. Summer with 14 in that game, Chisholm with 13. West playing a lot more aggressively here this evening. Good look inside. Chisholm, good block inside by number 12. That's Yazzie Stanley with a defensive play, and West Brunswick is going to maintain possession. Trailing by 7, 18-11, 7 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in the second quarter at E.A. Laney High School. I'm Jay Combs. Sam Hickman on the way. And in the meantime, we have a travel violation called against Gracie Elmore, so ball goes back over to the Buccaneers. Number 14, Brooke Summer, brings it up. Right side, Jackie Hill, skip pass to Summer. Chisholm with a board. Reagan with a good drive and penetration and kick, but number 15, Jackie Hill, cannot control. So the ball goes over on a turnover to the West Brunswick Lady Trojans. Woodard bringing the ball up court. Skip pass to Gracie Elmore. Back to Woodard. Inside look by Woodard. Oh, great pass. And unfortunately, West turns it over again, and that's Chisholm with the ball. Reagan Stewart triggers it at the point. Back out to Chisholm. Stewart from the left side. Three-point shot misses. Rebound corralled by number 20, Elia Ward. West again looking to push, and they're successful. Number 12, Yazzie Stanley with the basket, and Coach Berting for Laney has seen enough, as that one-time big lead by Laney has now shrunk to 18-13 with 5:57 to go here in the second quarter at Laney High School. Let's give you score wrap up right now. Chisholm still leading the way with 12-4 for Summer, 4 for Reagan Davis. West Brunswick, Haley Woodard with 2, Sala with 1. Stanley leading the way with 8, and a bucket for Tootie Hill. So West Brunswick hanging tough. Again, the first matchup between these two squads earlier in the season, it was a very dominant win by Laney. But West has gotten better. We talked about that. They're 1-3, 1-1, but their losses are 2 to Ashley and 1 to Laney. So when they start playing teams a little more their size, they can do well. They got that win earlier this week, and they're giving Laney some tonight as Jackie Hill hits the first triple of the game. Good timeout by Coach Birding. Results in a 3-point made basket and a turnover by West Brunswick. So what was an 18-13 lead is now 21-13, and Laney has the basketball. Oh, nice back cut by 24, Taylor Chisholm. She's fouled, but she will go to the line and shoot too. Laney, well coached. They moved the ball around that zone there. Chisholm hits the first of 2. She sure doesn't look like a 47% from the free throw line shooter, but that's what she was coming into this evening's contest. Misses the second, but inside battling is Laney. Oh, good look inside by Chisholm. See how they pass the ball. Keeping it alive, rebounding well, looking for the open shooter. This is 4 shots. The officials call a foul inside. Believe that was on Dedrick. Number 23, a sophomore for Laney. So West dodges a bullet that time. Laney had 4 good looks at the basket. Were not able to convert. So the Trojans are going to bring the ball off the court. Right side to Elmore, tries to go inside, and we got a jump ball situation. And both girls not wanting to let the ball up. That's number 12, Yazzie Stanley. And those folks who watch West Brunswick basketball over the years know the way Delilah Yazzie Stanley plays this game, which is all out. Possession arrow, ball goes over to the Buccaneers. 4:50 to go, second quarter. Laney 22, West Brunswick 13. Hill inside the Chisholm, back out. Travel violation against Laney that time. And you notice when the Bucs play, the ball goes in, the ball goes out. The ball goes in, the ball goes out. The ball goes around, it's always moving. You're playing a zone. You don't want that ball on the floor. You want that ball moving. Good look inside, and West not able to convert. West has done a real good job here this evening of getting the ball inside the paint. Just haven't been able to convert as many as they'd like. Chisholm misses from the side. Good board. Good board by 23, Anna Dedrick. Going to draw another foul against West Brunswick, and I think we will be shooting. Maybe not. Sixth team foul against West. So Laney maintains possession. Rojas, nope, check it. 24, Chisholm's going to bring it in. Cross court pass to Hill. Open three, misses. Laney keeps it alive. Good job by number 10, Kate McGinnis. Notice how they pass the ball into the post and they kick it back outside. They crash the boards from the outside. That time, number 22, Rojas, picks up a foul, I believe. And this might be the mandatory COVID timeout for each squad. 3:53 to go, second quarter action here at Laney. The score, Laney 22, West Brunswick 13. Scoring recap leading the way. Big first half by number 24, Taylor Chisholm for Laney High School with 13 points. Yazzie Stanley's chipped in with 8, leading the way for West Brunswick. A couple for Haley Woodard, one for Seiler, and a bucket for Tootie Hill. So as I mentioned earlier this week, West Brunswick picked up their first victory of the season, and it was a good one. 58-49 against Topsail. In that game, Tootie Hill had 13 points, but 12 of them came in the second half. Stanley and Elmore both had 10, and the Trojans had a big 22-point second quarter to help put that game away for their first victory of the season. Now, mind you, this is a team that doesn't score a lot of points. They average 40 points a game. But that night, 58 and 22 of them in one quarter. They'd like to have something like that happen here tonight against Laney. Another steal, this time by Jackie Hill. So Hill brings the ball up court. She's going to the rack. And she misses. Boy, crashing and into the lane is number 21, Tootie Hill. Misses the shot, but she will go to the line and shoot a pair. Junior Jamalia Hill drains the first. West got the black shirts on tonight with the green trim, and they do look pretty sharp. Walk. That's an unforced error on the part of Jackie Hill, one that you won't see a lot by the senior guard for Coach Birding's squad. So West will bring it in under their bucket. And Iamet's looking to get the ball to somebody, and that's a pass is stolen. This is Chisholm. Very unselfish play by Chisholm. Could have shot the ball, ends up turning it over. Woodard, coast to coast, no good. Rebound, West banging inside, and guess who? Guess who? Yep, you guessed it, number 21, Tootie Hill back to the line. So the Lady Trojans, they're not rolling over here tonight, folks. They're working hard, staying with this Laney squad that comes into this game 6-2, 2-0. The only losses that Laney has sustained this year are to the two best teams in the league, and that's Ashley and Hoggard. So this is a real good test for West tonight, and so far they're in there swinging with the best of them as Hill hits one of two. 4 in the night for Tootie. 22-15 Laney lead. 3 minutes to go. Second quarter action at Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. Turnover. Can you finish? Can Woodard finish? She misses. But right there to get the rebounds, number 12. Yazzie Stanley put back does not go down, and in the process, a foul called against West Brunswick. So we will walk down the other end and shoot 1 and 1. 7th team foul on the Trojans. Jackie Hill, a real good free throw shooter at 69% on the season for the Buccaneers, will be on the strike. And she got it all. Tell you what, she used every bit of orange on that rim that time to convert the first. And that's much more like it for a nearly 70% free throw shooter as Hill converts 2. And Laney takes a 24-15 lead. Ball stolen. Laney converts. Jackie Hill with 4 straight points, and Coach Bannerman has seen enough. And she calls the timeout. So with 2:29 to go in the second quarter, the score is Laney 26, West Brunswick 15. Got all the cheerleaders here tonight from Laney High School, and that does make a difference. There are some fans here. There are some rules and regulations with respect to the number of spectators who are allowed to come to these events, and you'll note that everybody will have a mask on and they'll be socially distanced, and people are rightfully so taking the precautions as we continue to deal, but begin to see, a lot of people think, some light at the end of the tunnel with this darn pandemic that we've had to deal with. Anyway, we'll reset it for you. 2:29 to go, second quarter. The Buccaneers of Laney 26, the Trojans of West Brunswick 15. Kayla Chisholm leading all scorers with 13 points. Yazzie Stanley, 8 points leading the way for the Lady Trojans. Good patience on the part of West. Right into the double team, but number 4, Morgan Bellamy gets out of it. Errant pass inside and another turnover. Jackie Hill brings it up for Laney. Reagan Stewart, pretty steady Eddie, point guard for the Buccaneers of Laney, drives to the right side, uncontested shot. And Reagan Stewart, with her 6th point of the night, gives a 13-point advantage for the Buccaneers, and another turnover. It's going to be a possession, and I think a jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to, or stays with, West Brunswick. 1:37 to go. Gracie Elmore into the game for West. She'll bring it inbound. Woodard with a nice catch. Laney's picked up their aggressiveness on the front of that defense. Shot missed. Rebound down. Laney moving it up court with Stewart. Nice pass inside. Oh, 22. Rojas so close, but yet so far. Beautiful pass that time by Reagan Stewart. We got a foul on the play on Laney, so we are going to walk down the other end, and West Brunswick has a chance to get into this lead without taking any time off the court. Anaya Metz, a senior, averaging 2.5 points a game. Will shoot 1-1 for West. Ball's a little short. Rebound down to the Bucs, and the Bucs get called for a travel violation, and that'll drive a coach nuts. Rojas really not under any pressure that time, just kind of got caught shuffling her feet. Gracie Elmore not able to get a lot of shots from the outside, so trying to make something that time by putting the ball on the floor. Drives to the bucket, gets fouled, so Gracie Elmore, the junior guard, averages 6 points a game. She's going to be shooting 1-1. A little bit short. Rebound comes down to number 20, Rogers. See how Laney moves the ball from side to side. Really makes the zone move and work. Rojas gets called for another travel. So 50.4 seconds to go here in the second quarter. West Brunswick trailing by 13. And Haley Woodard, the freshman, brings the ball up court for West. Right side to Gracie Elmore, back around to Hill, back to Elmore. Elmore trying to drive in the lane, has the ball taken away from her. And number 12, Stanley, somehow maintains possession. Plenty of time, 20-some seconds to go. And, you know, Grace Elmore that time had a shot, passed it up, and gets called for the travel. Tough to shoot when you got kids with hands in your face the whole time. So 15 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Laney might try to take this down for the last shot. Well, maybe not. Number 20, Rogers. The last second shot by Haley Woodard falls short, so that's going to bring it to the end of the second quarter. And as we go to the half, the score is Laney 28, West Brunswick 15. You're watching the ATMC High School Basketball Game of the Week. We'll be right back. Coming out for the third quarter, opening doubleheader action between the host Laney Buccaneers and the visitors West Brunswick. Right now Laney holding a 28-15 halftime lead, principally on the strength of a big first half by Taylor Chisholm, unofficially 11 points for the junior, 7 for Jackie Hill, 4 for Brooke Summer, 6 for Reagan Stewart, total of 28 for the Buccaneers. And for the visiting West Brunswick Lady Trojans, they are led by senior Yazzie Stanley with 8 points, 4 points for Tootie Hill, bucket for Haley Woodard, and a free throw for Seiler, total of 15. West jumped out to an early lead. We're up 4-0, 4-2. And Laney came back with a vengeance and have worked a double-digit lead, but the Trojans just kind of hanging around, trailing 13 as we begin the third quarter here at Laney High School. I'm Jake Holmes. Sam Hickman will be here shortly. And Laney is not going to wait for Sam. And West isn't either. That's good defense that time by the Trojans, and Haley Woodard, the freshman point guard, comes up with the ball. Right side over to Morgan Bellamy. Inside, rebound comes down to West, cannot convert. And that's good defense by West Brunswick's number 4, Morgan Bellamy, who almost forces a turnover. Laney hangs on and resets. That's Jackie Hill up top to Kate McGinnis. Right side Stewart, right side Summer, inside to Chisholm. Good defense by West. Chisholm kicks it out. Rebound to West Brunswick for the Trojans. Come back down, trying to carve into this 13-point Laney lead, and that's a good way to do it. Haley Woodard's three-point shot hits the back of the rim, but a good-looking shot by the freshman. Another 3 attempts short. And Laney comes up with the rebound. Stewart, pretty good-looking point guard. Kind of controls things here for the Lady Buccaneers. Skip pass to Stewart, left side, bang. 3-point shot by Reagan Stewart. She is a 27% three-point shooter, and she buries that one to give Laney a 31-18 lead. Ball inside to number 20, Aliyah Ward. We got a foul called against Laney, and that's going to send West Brunswick to the line. First free throw good by Seiler. Seiler, a junior, a lot of potential. Second free throw a little bit short for Zamar. Rebound comes down to Laney. Pass ahead to number 23. Kick out, Chisholm, 2. I'll tell you what, Laney really does a nice job of passing the ball around and looking for the open shooter. Very unselfish team. Pass in the corner for West. Inside. Ward kicks it out. Seiler back to Woodard. Aggressive defense by Laney at the point. Good look inside. 21. Hill not able to convert. And we've got another whistle on the play. It'll be a foul against West Brunswick. Oh, check it, against Laney. I think it was number 15, Jackie Hill, who picks up the common foul. So West maintains possession, trailing 33-16. 5:16 to go here in the third quarter. Good look inside by number 4, Morgan Bellamy. And a nice catch and a nice attempt by Yazzie Stanley. Stanley doesn't convert, but she does go to the line where she will shoot a pair. Excuse me, 8 points for the senior. Notches the first. Stanley averaging nearly 7 points a game for Coach Andrian Bannerman's squad. And she bangs home too. She is a perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe here tonight. And cuts the Laney lead to 15, 33-18. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Anna Diedrich with a 3-point shot. And a steal. That's Chisholm. Inside the 3-point arc. Stewart had an eye for the basket that time, but loses the basketball. So possession goes over to West Brunswick. Trailing 35-18, 4:47 to go. Here in the third quarter at Laney High School. ATMC High School basketball doubleheader games of the week. Grace Elmore's shot misses. And ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the voice of ATMC Sports, the most well-known man in Brunswick County.
Sam, the Hitman. Hickman.
He is here just in time to see Chisholm finally miss one, Sam. She's had a whale of a game.
How about Tootie Hill with the defensive board? Jay, for those of us who just joined us, including myself, how about a first half of the third quarter recap?
Well, let me tell you, it was all Taylor Chisholm in the first half for Laney. 11 points. She now has 13. And West, though, despite the 17-point deficit, has given a pretty good account for themselves, and it would get better if Gracie Elmore's 3 would drop. It does not.
West Brunswick in the all-black uniforms. Laney in all whites. Nothing but nylon.
That's 45.
Breon Walker.
Breon Walker with her first basket of the game, Sam.
Oh, a good pass there by Elmore. Metz couldn't quite come up with it, but Haley Woodard secures possession for the Trojans. Elmore again. This one well short. Good pass. And a foul called on Laney. Oh, no, a timeout. Sorry, partner. Heard the whistle, assumed it was a foul, and assumed wrong.
Boy, howdy. I thought it was a foul too, Sam. So 3:38 to go. This would be, I guess, the COVID timeout. And we talked about that earlier on before you got here. But listen.
Who's we?
Our fans. We had a discussion. But Sam, you know, despite the score, if you're walking in here like you are, and you see 37-18, and you think, gosh, this isn't much of a game. West has given a pretty good account of themselves here this evening. They actually held an early lead, 4-0, 4-2, and then Laney got on a roll and kind of built it up to double digits, but West wouldn't go away. A couple of runs, they got it down to 7, they got it down to 9 a couple of occasions, but they 13-point deficit at the half, and that's grown a few points here in the first half of the third quarter. But I think the Trojans coming in here tonight with a little bit of momentum. They had that nice 58-49 win earlier this week against Topsail, and playing much more confidently. A short roster, Sam. I counted 9 kids dressed for the Trojans here this evening. So
West with possession, ball out of bounds. Elmore rifles it into Tootie Hill, over to Anaya Metz. Pass into Yazzie Stanley. Boy, Jay, it looked like they had a nice little play drawn up. Just a deflection there in the lane on the bounce pass, trying to get it in there to Anaya Metz, but it was knocked away. But possession arrow favors the Trojans. Jay, who's done the scoring for the Trojans tonight?
Well, Yazzy's got 10, and Tootie's got 4, 2 for Seiler and a bucket for Haley Woodard. You know, the Trojans, again, I think are playing better despite the 19-point deficit on the scoreboard, but they're trying to share the ball. They're trying to get the ball to somebody who's in a position to shoot under the basket. And they've had pretty good luck.
Breon Walker with a rejection.
Yeah, it's been a couple of those here this evening. That's a big girl, Walker. She's going to turn on you. You're not going to get her out.
Oh, look like a good rebound by Chisholm. But then Metz came in and took it away. Now it's loose, and Chisholm comes away with a steal.
And that's been sort of the real Achilles heel for West Brunswick, is their inability to hang on to the basketball. Once they solve that, they got some players. But they got to do a little better job of maintaining possessions and getting some value out of those possessions, which too many times they're just not able to do. Ooh, Sam ran. That would be number 20. That would be Ivana Rogers, who is a freshman, and she bangs home a triple.
The 9th grader pouring one in from deep. Boy, Jay Walker makes it tough on Stanley inside, doesn't she? And Brianna Leonard answers with a 3 of her own. The bank is open on this Friday night.
Tell you what, kids are not afraid to throw it up.
Oh, a good catch by Walker, plus the foul. Laney on a big run here midway through the third quarter, and the Bucs extend their lead to 42-21.
Tell you what, Breon Walker is a big kid, and when she gets down on the low post and establishes her presence, it catches the ball, which she did very, very well that time. She could be a tough person and another threat for this Laney Buccaneer squad. 6-2 on the season, Sam. The only losses they've had were to Ashley and Hoggart. So Coach Berting's got another pretty good team. As
Walker missed the free throw. Woodard comes away with it for West. Oh, I thought Leonard had another clean look at it. But Chisholm, again, active on defense, knocks away the pass out of bounds. West Brunswick maintains possession.
This kid Chisholm for Laney, Sam, real nice player. She's kind of cooled off after a big first quarter. But she does a lot of things out there. The leading rebounder, and there's another turnover. Also the leader in steals for Laney, and a nice dish.
Good pass to number 20, Rogers. She's got 5 of Laney's last 7 points, and the Trojans want a timeout, trailing 44-21 with 1:43 left in the third.
And I was talking about this kid Taylor Chisholm for Laney High School. Does a lot of good things out on the court. She is their leading scorer. She is their leading rebounder. She averages over 6 steals per game, and you saw that time is able to give up the rock. It was a beautiful bounce pass inside to a cutting Ivana Rogers, and the freshman converts for her 5th point of the game, and more importantly, a 44-21 Laney lead with 1:43 to go here in the third quarter at E.A. Laney High School. And Sam Hickman, my first ever time here.
Is that so?
That's fact. And I'm wondering, there's that little thing there at center court.
I think they call it jump man.
Yeah. So this
jump man.
This is the house of Michael Jordan, right?
That is correct.
Wow.
Michael Jordan, a graduate of Laney High School right here in Wilmington. Jay, here's a fun fact that not a lot of folks know about Michael Jordan. That's going to be a foul, a good entry pass into Tootie Hill. Hill was fouled and will shoot a pair from the charity stripe.
What is that fun fact?
Do you think it would be fair for one to assume that Michael Jordan was Mr. Basketball in North Carolina his senior year of high school.
Well, you absolutely would think that, but
He was not.
he was not.
That honor was bestowed upon a one Buzz Peterson,
No kidding.
Michael Jordan's roommate
At
in
Carolina.
freshman year at Carolina.
Coach at UNCW for a while, did he not?
Sure did. I believe he was the head coach at Tennessee.
Yep. Yeah, Buzz 2 in a row.
Boy, Jay, those
Tootie.
were good-looking foul shots there from Tootie Hill. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, she's got 6.
Yep, and 4 of them from the stripe.
Yep, 4 of 6 from the line. Jay, how was Chisholm so effective early on in this one against the Trojans?
Well, they got the ball to her in good positions on the floor so she could score.
Oh, a good-looking pass there from Rogers, but it was knocked away by West. Tootie Hill dives on the floor, and West Brunswick calls a timeout to maintain possession. So a quick reset, Jay. Third quarter, Laney 44, West Brunswick 23, 1:09 left in the third. Laney 6-2 on the season, 2-0 in the games that were classified as Mid-Eastern Conference games. West Brunswick 1-3, 1-1 in league play. But, Jay, the Trojans coming off their lone win of the season in what was an impressive performance Tuesday night in Charlotte against Topsail.
Yeah, they got after him, and in that game, Tootie Hill had 13, but 12 of them in the second half.
Wow.
And Stanley and Elmore each had 2, and the big thing, and we were talking about this earlier, a 22-point second quarter. Now, this is a team that West struggles to score. We all know that. And they average 40 points a game.
Yeah.
They had 22 in one quarter earlier this week against Topsail. So Coach Bannerman's hanging with them, Sam. And like I said, even though the score doesn't necessarily reflect it here tonight, I think the kids have played better here tonight than we had them against the same Laney team 2-3 weeks ago.
Night and day, right? At least based on the score and
Yep.
and your updates to me from earlier in the evening.
There
Amani
you
Vault,
go.
running jumper, rattles in, and West is within 19, 55 seconds left in the third.
Let's make a little run, play some D here and try to force a turnover.
Jay, did you see where the Ashley Screaming Eagles got revenge on Hoggard?
I did.
And interestingly enough, Jay, the second time the teams met, it was a Mid-Eastern Conference game. So Ashley and stud recruit Sanaya Rivers in the driver's seat in the Mid-Eastern Conference varsity basketball season.
I think there were a couple of kids for Hoggard that did not play in that game. Woo,
Leonard, it was
let her shoot those,
all
Sam.
the way around the rim. West has got to stop the ball here.
Nice dish. Good help by Woodard.
And Morgan Bellamy saves it before falling out of bounds. Jay, here comes Tootie Hill. She's
Finish
a
it,
post
Tootie.
player.
Finish it, Tootie.
A good, aggressive drive to the basket. Blocking foul called against Laney, and Tootie Hill will go to the charity stripe for 2.
Tootie Hill, junior, 6 points. And has shot free throws very well here tonight, and we hope we haven't put the announcer jinx on it.
She was 4 out of 6 before Jay opened his mouth.
Big mouth.
Ah!
All right.
Chalk that one up to Jay Combs,
let me
folks.
see. Let me see how smart you are.
Not very.
Tootie missing that free throw is just the facts of life.
Not with you.
I didn't think you would be. You're just so young. The TV show Facts of Life, and it was Tootie. Oh, geez, Sam, go watch TV Land or something instead of these things you're looking at.
Jay, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I don't watch TV anymore.
That's right.
Unless it's Fancy Nancy or WWE.
Rogers. Oh.
Rogers misses a shot at the buzzer after coming up with a steal. But, Jay, a little flurry there at the end of the third, and West has pulled within 20 after 3 quarters of play here in Wilmington. It's Laney 44, West Brunswick 25 on ATMC TV. We are back in the house that Michael Jordan built here on the campus of Laney High School. It'll be Laney basketball to start the fourth. I'm Sam Hickman, joined as always by Jay Combs, color analyst of the year, Jay Combs.
Well, it helps when there's nobody else. So, you know, I got a shot running unopposed.
Ooh. Thought she almost traveled there with it, partner. Tootie
There's
Hill
a
steps
steal.
in the passing lane, comes away with a steal. It's Morgan Bellamy, Amani Vault, Brianna Leonard, Naya Metz, and Tootie Hill for the Trojans. Oh, Tootie Hill missed a point-blank shot. She'd love to have that one back. Oh, what a pass! Oh, and Tootie Hill couldn't finish again. It's a tie ball situation, and possession arrow is going to belong to the Trojans, Jay. Laney just had it to start the fourth.
Sam?
Boy, Tootie Hill would love to have those two opportunities
I'll tell
back.
you what, in the last 30 seconds, Brianna Leonard made two of the best plays she's probably going to make all year. It didn't result in any points, but some nice, effective play by Leonard.
Too strong by Amani Vault. She gets it back. Foul is going to be called on the floor, and Jay, that's the 7th team foul against Laney. That'll send Amani Vault to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1.
Well, it depends. If they thought she was shooting, which it looked a little bit awkward, but if she was shooting, we might get a pair.
Yeah, I saw the referee wave
Did he wave off
the shot.
Okay.
It didn't fall, but he waved it off and said it was on the floor and immediately signaled 1-and-1. But she'll knock this in and shoot two anyway. Nope, missed it. Fight for the rebound. Metz got it, and her shot hits the side of the backboard. I tell you, Jay, West
They've been digging.
Is fighting on the offensive glass, at least since I arrived. I'd say the Trojans are winning the rebounding margin considerably.
Sam, they've been doing it all night. They've had a few lapses. Again, their biggest problem is not hanging on to the basketball and not getting quality possession so they get a shot. If they can tune that up a little bit, there you go.
Metz's free throw deadens on the back of the rim and falls in. Her first point, partner?
First point of the night for the senior, averaging 2.5 a game.
Too strong on the second, and a good rebound by number 3, Reagan Stewart, who dribbles it across the timeline for the Bucs.
Yeah, I think you got to be happy with the way West is playing. They just got to improve their ability to hang on to the basketball.
Open look. She just hit one, and she's got another one. Number 20, Iana Rogers from deep.
Yeah,
we got a whistle.
Leonard,
maybe Leonard tweaked her ankle. Maybe
yeah. She was. I think maybe twisted her foot or twisted her ankle, something. So Leonard going to have to check out, and that's a shame for West because
she's been playing well.
She had been.
And Jay, for our viewers who aren't familiar with Coach Bannerman's coaching staff, that's Gary Battle, who helped Leonard off the court. He had quite a coaching pedigree himself. A fine high school basketball coach. What a take by Amani Vault. What a play there. So she responds to Rogers' three-pointer with a 2, and West is back within 19.
They have played fearlessly tonight in the paint, taking the basket, taking the ball hard to the rim. There's
Aaliyah Ward with a defensive board.
Rip that board down by Ward. They haven't backed off all night long.
Oh, pass deflected. Bellamy didn't quite get it to her quick enough. She walked with it. Yeah, Rogers maybe trying to do a little too much there, waiting for Chisholm to catch up. I thought Rogers may have an angle to the basket.
Yeah, I did too. And you know, you got to remember this kid Rogers. You may want to put a little asterisk beside her. She's only a freshman.
Yeah,
but she got some games.
She's gonna be good.
She got some games.
Oh, a good entry. Shot was blocked by number 14, Brooke Summer. But it'll stay with West Brunswick. Sorry, Jay.
No, Sam, what I was going to tell you, and that's a lot of what you missed in the first half was West's ability to really get the ball into the paint. They really tried to get the ball into Tootie, tried to get the ball into Yazzie, and the result, and there's a steal.
Another steal. Amani Vault came away with it and then threw it right away, partner.
You see that, Sam? That's what they do.
just have not protected the ball. Rogers again. This one's way off the mark. Aaliyah Ward with the defensive rebound. Boy, they had 2 on the look ahead. Would have been a hard pass, but.
Yeah, I think Ward just didn't want to chance it, and probably the right decision.
Yeah. Bellamy into Tootie Hill. She walked with it as she was falling out of bounds. And Jay, at least here early in the fourth quarter, there are several that have just been unforced. I mean, it's not like the pressure defense was overwhelming. Like right there was no pressure on the passer. Tootie Hill was all alone, and an errant pass led her almost out of bounds, and it results in a turnover.
And that's what they got to work on. And listen, they don't need somebody like me to tell them that. Bannerman knows that.
That's right.
Coach knows that. And as soon as they are able to solve that, it's going to be a pretty scrappy team.
Chisholm from the baseline, no good. Scrum for the rebound. Laney comes away with it. Tootie Hill almost with another steal. And I think Coach Birding has seen enough of the sloppy play here early in the fourth quarter. It's on both ends now, partner, and Laney wants a timeout, leading 47-28. Take it away, Jake Holmes.
Well, listen, just to continue on, sloppy play, but some of that sloppy play on the part of Laney has been caused by the very aggressive play on the part of West. I've enjoyed all night long watching the kids from Charlotte really get into them. They're not backing off. They're driving hard to the basket. They're on the floor. They're doing a lot of great aggressive things. They haven't shot particularly well, but they don't, and they continue to have some trouble with merely hanging on to the basketball. Once they are able to kind of solve that riddle, then they're going to be all right. And it's a young team too, Sam.
It is indeed. And the last time these two teams played, Jay, Laney won 54-31, which is only a margin of 23. But the lead was at like 35 at one point. So tonight's game clearly much more competitive.
Much more so.
It's going to be a foul on West Brunswick's Tootie Hill. She pushed Chisholm, so only the second team foul on West Brunswick. So Laney will have it baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, look at that disparity in fouls. 8 fouls against Laney, 2 against West. Usually it's the reverse. The visitor gets a lot more fouls called on, another steal.
Jay, my father, Yogi Hickman, the PA man for the West Brunswick Trojans, he told me that Haley Woodard, who's a freshman guard, played exceptionally well Tuesday in the home game against Topsail.
Yeah, she's going to be a player.
She's developing.
Yep. By the way, great story in the paper last week about your dad. Really enjoyed reading that.
Yeah, Beacon Sports editor Brian Slattery did a fine job with it.
Chisholm.
Taylor Chisholm with a short turnaround jumper. Jay, by my count, she's got 15.
She's close. I'm not sure. Unofficially, she's either got 14 or 15, but she's far and away the leading scorer, and there's another kind of an unforced turnover.
Yeah, that's just you didn't catch it. It's a simple, passing catch, but a good job getting back on defense by Yazzie Stanley. And now West has got numbers. Woodard leading the break.
She should finish it.
Boy, she got fouled, hammered. And, Jay, I love the aggressiveness there by Haley Woodard, taking it just straight to the rim. It was a 3-on-1 break, but it looked like a pass would have been a little awkward there. West didn't have the greatest spacing, but a great job by the 9th grader, Haley Woodard, to just drive it straight at the basket and force a foul.
Couldn't agree with you more, Sam. Remember this time last year, she's playing at Charlotte
Cedar
Middle
Grove.
or Cedar Grove or something. But she's doing quite well there at West Brunswick. This her freshman year, playing a lot of minutes with the varsity.
So, Jay, just bouncing around the Mid-Eastern Conference a little bit, if maybe my teams are off a bit, but I think the New Hanover boys had some games called off. The North and New Hanover boys game was not going to happen tonight. I think we did have Hoggard at South Brunswick, but just overall the point is, boy, these teams are really dealing with a lot this basketball season with the virus and protocols and quarantine. And, man, it's just amazing and fortunate for these youngsters that we're having a season at all.
Sam, you've echoed my comments earlier tonight, how despite, I was talking about the mandatory 1-minute timeout each quarter. so the kids can kind of catch their breath. And yeah, it's kind of a distraction, and it, maybe kind of messes momentum up a little bit. But it's a small thing to do to allow some normalcy to return to our daily lives, and specifically to allow the kids to play high school sports. Woodard sinks to first, but
Woodard knocks in the first, her second. Boy, she's got a nice high arc and good rotation on those free throws, even though the second one's off the mark. West does a good job getting back on defense and stopping Taylor Chisholm from just driving straight to the basket. Boy, she's a good player, Jay. In complete control at all times.
Yep.
Even came away with a deflection there. It looked like West might come up with a steal, and Chisholm just, boom, out of nowhere, pulls it back out and
They're
makes
very
a nice
patient.
play for Laney.
They penetrate, they kick. They penetrate, they kick. And the net out is usually they end up with a pretty decent shot. They reverse the ball. Look at that. In, out. Now we're going to come back around. They're taking a little time off the clock this time.
Jay, another thing I noticed, after that Laney timeout with about 5 minutes left, they've been much cleaner offensively as far as moving the ball and limiting the turnovers.
Just watch them. Just see the movement on the court. Watch the white shirts moving. Not a good pass,
and
but
then
they got away
forced
with it.
one and got away with it. Deep jumper off the mark and right out to Taylor Chisholm.
That was Heaven Dusalou who got a shot that time, but ball comes back to the Buccaneers.
Oh, block
There's the
shot.
block.
Yazzie Stanley with a nice block.
Yeah.
Oh, can Metz check it down? No. Taylor Chisholm beats her to the spot, comes up with a steal, and now we're just going to trade steals here. Woodard with the pass ahead to Tootie Hill. Shot up, rattles out, but a push in the back on 24 Chisholm, and Tootie Hill will go to the line for a pair.
When you talk about, back and forth, last 45 seconds, that's what you saw on both teams. Kids grabbing their knees out there right now, Sam, having that mask on despite the minute extra timeout. Tootie Hill.
Nothing but nylon. Hill's got 7. She is West Brunswick's second leading scorer tonight. By your count earlier, Jay, Yazzie Stanley has 10 or 11.
Yep.
Not quite sure.
Unofficial.
Man's trying to broadcast the game all by himself and keep good stats.
Well, and
They counted it. No lane violation, Jay. That's good.
The worst problem I'm having right now is sitting on this old hard bench because
I should have brought you a cushion.
yeah, I needed one of them whoopee cushions or whatever the heck you call them, Sam.
Whoopee cushions.
Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. But hey, the good news is Tootie sinks 2. She's got 8, and we got an 18-point deficit with 2:26 to go.
Timeout on the floor, 2:26 left in the game. Laney 49, West Brunswick 31. Jay, the first time these teams met, the final was Laney 54, West Brunswick 31. So the Trojans have matched their output from their game 2 Fridays ago. And as we've said in the fourth quarter already, much more competitive atmosphere.
Yeah, look a whole lot different doing it. Isn't it such a funny game now? Go back to that game a couple of weeks ago where Laney had a rather convincing win. The leading scorer that night for Laney was Summer. And remember,
14.
And could not miss. I mean, she had a couple of threes that night, and right now Brooke had 4 points in the first quarter, and she has not scored since.
Look, Jay, West Brunswick jumping into a little full court pressure here. I think it might have caught Laney off guard.
Well, they pressed a little bit at times in the first half and were successful.
Got to the middle of the court, partner.
Well, that's where you want to be. What do we got?
Jay, I have no idea what that call was.
A 10-second violation, maybe? I don't know. I didn't see a foul call. I didn't see a turnover.
Double dribble. Okay.
Give
Coastal Prep's Tim Howard with the call.
Give him credit. Give him credit. God, we got to put him on the payroll.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, that's going to be a foul. Jay, so Stanley went for the volleyball spike there.
The Yazameister was going to take a swat at that one, wasn't she?
Adulasu.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're here to say those hard names.
Her first free throw attempt up and no good. So, Jay, Laney on the verge of improving to 7-2 overall, 3-0 in Mid-Eastern Conference play. For our viewers, or anyone who might be confused like myself, the Mid-Eastern Conference teams played each other, but only the last 7, I guess, if you will, are counted toward the conference standings, just to clear that up.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here to do that, because I actually was not quite sure. All I know is Laney's good. They've only lost to Hoggard. They've only lost to Ashley. And it looks like as you described, they're going to pick up their 7th victory here tonight against West Brunswick. Another unforced turnover by the Trojans.
1:56 left in the game. Laney leads by 19, 50-31. Laney ready for the pressure this time.
Hill.
Blocked shot by Tootie Hill. Out of bounds. That was number 30. Not sure who number 30 is, partner.
New player.
Laney guard, number 30. Number 34, Willard up and in off the glass, and Laney leads 52-31.
Willard just a freshman, and she took her time and converted that, and another turnover.
Jay, I think sometimes, you're taught to work the ball inside, let's get it in the post, but if it's not right there initially, there's no rule that you got to throw it in there no matter what.
And you have to be careful with those entry passes, because that was like a 15-foot entry pass.
Yeah, that's
Too much distance. Too much distance.
That's exactly right. Oh, Tootie Hill picked her pocket and made a nice save. Bellamy's got it. She better be careful. Yep. And Tootie Hill's down, partner. Now Haley Woodard with the steal. And we're going to have a whistle to stop play. Tootie Hill grabbing her right calf right in front of us, Jay. She's on the floor here over by the sideline. Made a great defensive play, came up with a steal, saved it before it rolled out of bounds. And assistant coach John Sullivan and Coach Bannerman are going to help her to her feet. And boy, she can barely put any pressure on her right leg.
I don't think we'll see Tootie in the last 122 here tonight. She is going to check out with 8 points.
And Leonard's got no shoes on over there on the bench and walking gingerly. So it's going to have to either be Stanley or Gracie Elmore.
Leonard's foot is wrapped.
Oh, no. We got Woodard, Bellamy, Anaya Metz, Aaliyah Ward, and Amani Vault on the floor for the Trojans.
And Sam, remember, I told you, by my count, they only had 9 kids dressed tonight. So a short bench to start with, and 2 of them are injured.
Vault's going to fire away. Off the glass and in. Amani Vault for 3. Boy, she's had a great second half, partner. Got all 7 of her points here in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
It helps.
(52-34). Entry pass, shots no good. Good box out there by the Trojans. We're going to have a tie ball situation, and the arrow favors the Trojans. Jay, how about that? First time they played was 54-31, and now we got 52-34. So I think it's safe to say these 2 teams are probably separated by about 20, 22 points.
Yeah, I imagine that's
on paper at least.
That's the Vegas spread for sure, right? What do we got?
Little confusion as to whose ball it is. It's going to be West Brunswick's basketball.
I don't think Laney cares much about pressing here.
Yeah. Metz shot no good. Defensive rebound by Laney. Ten seconds, Jay. They got it over. Laney going to try and just hold it here for the last 30 seconds, it appears. And Jay, Ashley Birding over there still coaching like this is a 1-point game, with 20 seconds left. She just does a great job with this program.
Like it's the state championship game. Boy, you talk about getting into it.
Shot no good. Morgan Bellamy with the defensive rebound. Game clock down to 5 seconds. See if West can get a shot off here before the buzzer. Woodard from deep. Off the rim, no good. And that will do it. The varsity girls game Laney improves to 7-2 overall, a perfect 3-0 in conference play, while the Trojans fall to 1-4, 1-2 in the Mideastern Conference. Buccaneers 52, Trojans 34. Stay right here with us on ATMC TV for the broadcast of the high school boys game between the visiting West Brunswick Trojans and the host Laney Buccaneers. Welcome to ATMC TV's coverage of local high school basketball. It's the visiting West Brunswick Trojans against the Laney Buccaneers. Laney 6-1, 1-0 in the Mid-Eastern Conference. The Buccaneers are winners of 6 in a row. West Brunswick still searching for its first win. Cobb's three-pointer way off the mark, but West tracks down the offensive rebound. Meters back out to J.J. Cobb. Looks like a zone of some sort, partner, for
it looks like a 1-3-1 zone for Laney, and pressure at the point.
Another three by Cobb. This one misses the rim, hits the backboard. Laney with the rebound. Surigao pushes it across the timeline for the Bucs.
This is the kid that hurt him a lot the first game was Bachman.
And Helms misses over the backboard. Bachman with the board, off the glass, good, plus the foul. Boy, West Brunswick thought the initial missed three went over the backboard and should have been a dead ball. Instead, Bachman grabs the rebound, puts it in, and has a chance to make it an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, Bachman is a tough matchup for a lot of schools, but
Everybody.
particularly West Brunswick at 6'7". Tallest kid out there for West is 6'2".
Bachman off the mark,
Nice look
pass into
inside.
Lawrence Newkirk, and he looks like tied up. And I think it'll stay with the Buccaneers after the Trojans got the opening possession.
With Greg Bryant that time very unselfishly gave up the ball inside.
It might have passed up a layup, partner.
Yeah, I know. Trying to get the ball into Newkirk.
Oh, West couldn't come up with a steal. Newkirk saves it. Surigao's got it, working on Cobb. Familiar face, Makoa Surigao spent the first 2 years of his high school basketball career at West Brunswick before transferring to Laney. He's running the show at the point for the Buccaneers and head coach Eric Davis.
Yeah, he's having a nice senior season, averaging 7 points, 3 boards, a couple of assists, and he a lot of times takes the tough guy to defend, right, on the other team.
And Jay, here's where West struggled so mightily against Laney the first time these two teams met, when it was 80-34 West Brunswick. And West has got to get it across. Hewitt over to Bimbo, and West trying to get settled into his offense. Ethan Hewitt from the corner, nothing but nylon. The Trojans with an early 3-2 lead.
Hewitt, the leading scorer for West at 7 a game. But, I think he's got the ability, perhaps, to score a little more than 7. They're going to need him to tonight.
Greg Bryant, the southpaw, puts Laney on front, out in front, 5-3. So the teams trade three-pointers there. Bimbo fouled by Bachman. And, Jay, that's one with your 6'7" big guy. You only get 5 of them, and you don't want him committing one about 40 feet from the basket there near the Jumpman logo at midcourt.
Yeah, Coach Eric Davis won't like that foul by Bachman for exactly what you said, Sam. He shouldn't be defending somebody 25 feet away from the basket, especially a little guy like Cobb, who's ultra quick.
But, Jay, if you're West, you love to see the big man pick up an early foul. Traveling on J.J. Cobb.
Now, there's a situation where Bachman jumped out, right? He jumped out 20-odd feet away, and I don't think Davis really wants him to do that. He got away with it that time.
Jay, we got like a hockey substitution here for West Brunswick. Ian King, Jordan McCall, Dante Clark, Tyler Rodriguez, and Tay King coming into the game for West. Well, I didn't think anybody substituted more than Eric Davis, but West brings in a whole new 5, 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the game.
Coach Taylor maybe just wants them to go, 2-3 minutes as hard as you can, and I'm going to get you out.
Oh, good catch by Newkirk. Pass deflected, but Surigao tracked it down for the Bucs. Surigao's going to fire from deep, off the mark. Ball tipped, and it right back to Surigao, lobs it into Bachman. Ball tipped away, and then it's kicked around. Pinball, Ian King comes away with it for West. 5-3 Laney, 5:10 left in the first.
Ian King that time willing to kind of get in there where it gets rough. Came out with the ball.
West with a little motion offense. Surigao guarding McCall, who passes it over to Ian King.
I see Laney's out of that zone now. Looks like they're in a little bit of a man.
Newkirk switches over onto McCall.
Whoa.
Ian King stepped on the half-court line. It'll be a backcourt violation. So Trojans struggling to find any early offense against this Laney team that's just tenacious on the defensive side.
Yeah, they play good D. If you don't play defense, you won't play for Coach Davis, right?
Nope, you will not.
They give up 43 a game.
Jay, the young man out at the top of the key for Laney, Helms, a ninth grader, well, he really impressed both of us when these two teams met 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What is it about his game that drew your eye?
It's kind of smooth, and he lets the game come to him. He doesn't force things. He had 10 points that night, but he does a lot of good things out there. And when you factor in that he's only in the ninth grade, wow, huge upside for Josh Helms.
Zergow dribbles right around Rodriguez, misses the shot. Newkirk into Bachman, who lays it in. Bachman's got 4 early points, and Laney leads 7-3.
And Koa with a turnover there.
Missed the whole thing, partner.
He forced the turnover that time, and he really made that play before by being able to drive, penetrate, got his shot up, didn't go in, but got the offensive rebound, and then Bachman laid it up and in. So good 30 seconds of play that time for Zergow, and that gives a 7-3 lead to Laney. Let's look inside.
Oh, a good pass from Bachman to Newkirk. Nothing but nylon. It's 10-3 early.
Where they do such a good job of kicking the ball in, kicking the ball out. Can't do that. Can't do that.
It's going to be a tie ball situation. This time the arrow favors the Trojans.
Boy, it's so hard, Sam. McCall is I think he's a sophomore.
He is.
And stuff you could do in middle school and even on JV, right? You can't always do when you step up a notch because everybody's just as quick, maybe bigger, maybe quicker. It's a hard transition. That's why, back to what you were talking about with Josh Helms, is such
so
a unique
impressive
talent.
about it.
Yeah. But West hanging in there, only down 7 with 3:55 to go.
Our first COVID timeout of the boys' game with 3:55 left in the initial frame. Laney 10, West Brunswick 3. Gregory Bryant and Lawrence Newkirk have each hit threes for Laney. Bachman with a pair of 2-point field goals. Ethan Hewitt responsible for West Brunswick's only points with a 3-pointer from the corner that gave West a 3-2 lead. Since then, it's been an 8-0 run for the Buccaneers.
And the West boys, a little bit like the West girls, they have a tendency at times to just get a little bit too freewheeling with that basketball, and they got to do a better job of valuing the possession, making sure that you get a shot and hopefully a good shot. A lot of people think a bad shot is it's just like no shot, right? Because you're not in good rebounding position, and you don't have a real good chance for the ball to fall. But West is still trying to work it up to even get into a situation where to take a shot, whether it's good or bad. Got to hang on to the ball. And now look, they're getting the heck crushed out of them by this Laney team. That's just the way they play too. Nope.
High arcing 3 off the mark. Jordan McCall couldn't get it to go. Now Ian King over to Dante Clark. They swing it to Rodriguez. Baseline drive cut off. Oh, a good pass. Foul. Shot falls for Dante Clark. So a good cut to the basket by Clark. Gets the shot to fall and a foul called. And Jay, I think that may be on Bachman there. And if so, that's 2 early ones for the big guy.
Well, something to watch for sure. And a real nice pass that time. Was that Rodriguez?
Rodriguez, yes.
Who's a pretty good outside shooter, but showed the ability to pass the ball that time. And Clark misses the free throw, but we got a
lane violation.
Probably shoot it again.
So Dante Clark, the junior forward, a chance to convert an old-fashioned 3-point play. Laney got some new faces on the court. Number 22, Amory Pittman. 15, Michael Milholland. This time Clark gets the free throw to go, and it's 10-6 Laney. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Number 14, Chris Rodriguez. We saw him hit a couple outside shots. Connor Poe also into the game for Laney. Boy, McCall lost it. Fortunate that Clark was there to save the ball.
Yeah, very fortunate.
Walt. Clark wanted to pass it to Tavion King, but he was guarded, so he tried to hold up and kind of drag that back foot a little bit. Traveling violation.
Here comes the hockey team back in, Sam.
Yep. Darian Bimbo, Ethan Hewitt, Savion Meters, J.J. Cobb, and Abel Urasek for the Trojans. That was the Trojans' starting 5. So we've seen 10 players with game action so far for the Trojans. West in that zone, Jay, that we saw was really effective against Ashley last week.
Well, you know Cobb's going to be quick at the front, and Bembo too. There you go.
Good, right on cue, Jay. Oh, and then they almost throw it away. Urasek comes away with it over to Meters.
Easy. Be careful with those long passes. Nice cut.
Ethan Hewitt with a nice cut. Shot no good, and a good rebound by number 12. Connor Poe. But, Jay, that's a good possession. You know, if you're West Brunswick, it's hard to complain with that. It's a pretty good look.
Well, as I was telling you before, you know, just maintain possession to get a good shot. That was a good shot. They just didn't convert.
Poe misses everything, and he stepped on the baseline as he made a good effort to save the ball, but stepped on the baseline. So West Brunswick with a couple of nice defensive possessions here. Urasek fires it into Ethan Hewitt. Laney drops back a bit, and J.J. Cobb will push it across the timeline for West.
They pick you up full court. You better look for a ball handler. That's an
Meters
open
has
shot.
got a good look.
Boom.
Oh, dead on line, just a little bit strong. Chris Rodriguez with the board for Laney. They got numbers. Oh, athlete here.
You take that shot every time, Sam.
Yeah, good job of closing out there by Darian Bimbo. Laney drives the baseline all the way to Connor Poe. Good pass into number 15, Will Holland. He missed it. And a foul on Laney as Ethan Hewitt hits the deck. Boy, speaking of good looks, it's hard to get a much better one than Mill Holland just had, but couldn't get it to fall. So it stays 10-6 in favor of the Laney Buccaneers.
And here comes this full court pressure by Laney. So look the ball to Cobb, Bembo, keep it in the middle of the court, then they drop back, this man pressure. Cobb's quick. The double-edged sword with JJ.
Mill Holland again. Oh, Mill Holland lost it. I'm not sure the shot got blocked, Jay. It looked like Mill Holland just lost it on the way up.
The credit Cobb for hustling back and making a great defensive play.
And, Jay, I'll say the same thing about number 14, Chris Rodriguez. He did the same thing on this end as Cobb did on that one.
Well, you know what? Again, both these teams, both these squads, don't you know they practice some defense? Somebody's got to come to the ball.
Oh. Good athletic play by Ethan Hewitt to even come down with that one. Cobb working on Surgal. Bimbo thought about it, but brings it back out. Meters has got it. Ethan Hewitt from the corner over to Urasek.
Urasek that time picked up his dribble, and that will hurt you every time as...
Oh, Bachman just missed a bunny.
Yeah, he misses an easy one.
And then it poked away, and now still on the ground. Urasek with some good hustle, and it's going to be a tie ball situation. Boy, Jay, I thought West Brunswick got the last one. I don't know if they didn't switch the arrow.
It's going West Brunswick's way right now. You know, Abel Urasek, probably not the most athletic kid out there on the floor for West Brunswick, but he will give you his heart and soul and everything.
Yeah, saved him a possession right there, Jay.
Sure did, yeah.
Looked like it was going to roll right to Laney, but Urasek dove on the floor, forced a tie ball situation, and stole a possession. Darian Bimbo with a nice running floater up and in, and West Brunswick's pulled to within 2, 10-8. Only 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Newkirk's got it into the short corner to Bryant. Bachman up off the glass and in. He's got 6 in the first quarter. The Laney lead is 4. Jay, you got to watch the clock if you're West Brunswick.
Cobb's got to take it to the basket. He tried.
Poked away from behind. The first quarter ends. Entertaining, competitive, opening 8 minutes of game action. Bachman, 6, leads all scorers. Ethan Hewitt hit a 3 for West Brunswick, and after 1 quarter of play, it's Laney 12, West Brunswick 8, right here on ATMC TV. Almost set to start the second quarter. Second quarter sponsored by Jake Holmes School of Broadcasting. Laney 12, West Brunswick 8. Competitive first period, partner.
Yeah, it was. For a couple of minutes here, it looked like the Buccaneers were going to kind of blow them out, but missed a few shots. West playing some good defense, such as in that play right there, and just were kind of able to hang tough and close that 8-point margin to 4. And picked up 2 fouls on Bachman in the first quarter, so that's something to watch here as the game goes on. When he's off the floor, it's a little more even court.
Turnover on Laney's first possession of the second quarter.
Surgal defending McCall very closely. So anything McCall gets, he's going to earn. Floater.
Missed everything. Dante Clark chases down the offensive rebound.
The defense isn't over until you get the rebound. And that time they played good defense, Davey and Laney. Just weren't able to corral the ball.
Jay, I know I've shared this story on the air before, but you remember Skip Prosser at Wake Forest, the late Skip Prosser? Oh, Bachman. That's going to be a foul on Dante Clark. The late Skip Prosser, he used to tell his guys at Wake Forest and Xavier, when that ball goes up for a shot and it goes off the rim, you better pretend it's got a letter on it and it starts, "To whom it may concern," and it better concern you. That's what he would tell his rebounders or his players about rebounding. To whom it may concern, and it better concern you.
Much of rebounding is just wanting it.
Yep, and positioning.
Yeah.
Wanting it. You got to get in position to get it. Oh, don't leave him, partner.
There you go.
You can't leave him alone on the wing. He's a great shooter.
We always thought when Carl was at West that he was just a kind of a star in the making. There you go.
Dante Clark answers. He's got 6.
That helps.
Jay, I'm not certain he had scored before tonight's game, and he's got 6 already for the Trojans.
I couldn't find him in the scoring statistics.
Surgal's going to have another clean look. Oh, Josh Helms is good. Boy, that kid can play, partner.
He's a freshman, Sam. He don't play like a freshman.
Yep.
That hairdo he's got isn't like a freshman.
No, sure. He's got the Patrick Mahomes cut.
I'll tell you what, that dude looks good,
Let me tell you, number 30, Joshua Helms, greater than Patrick Mahomes tonight in this game.
Tonight on that drive for sure.
So
back to Surgal. Well, I was talking about Surgal before when he was a 9th and 10th grader. You knew he was going to grow physically, and he just kind of like a gym rat.
Yep.
One of them kind of kids. And can shoot the basketball, but always seemed just a little bit reluctant to shoot it. He's a senior now. He's playing really well. I mean, he's averaging 7. He could average more if he shot more, but he's just content with trying to distribute, trying to, let the game come to him. And I know he plays good defense. So it's nice to see him as a 12th grader playing as well as he is.
Yeah, and Jay, what you said about, his scoring averages, only one Laney player averages in double figures, and Joe Bachman.
And he's 6'7".
Yeah, exactly. So not a lot of kids
he's
on
only
Laney's team are just filling up the score sheet every night.
And he's only averaging 10 points a game, right? So you play within the offense that Coach Davis wants you to play.
Or you don't, and you sit over there with him
Yeah.
as the game is going on. Surigao poked that one away, but West Brunswick maintains possession. Ian King lost it, trying to dribble around Bachman on the baseline, lost it out of bounds, or it's knocked off of his foot out of bounds. It'll be Laney ball.
Ian King, he was one of them JV kids from last year, saying?
He was indeed.
Okay. He has some moments.
He does.
Where you think, hey, we may have something here. All right, he's got to take that shot. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, Newkirk with the assist.
Little touch pass to Greg Bryant for the putback.
When they get after you, they just get after you.
Oh, carrying.
They just get after you.
Darian Bimbo whistle for the carrying violation. Cole Hamilton checks into the game for the first time for the Trojans. Second quarter, brought to you by the J. Combs School of Broadcasting. 5:27 left before halftime. All right, I'll let it die now.
Wait a minute. Now, what's the tuition? Is there a way I can
Are
make
you
a
asking
buck?
where's your cut?
Can I make $1 out of this, Nice.
I thought you were sponsoring tonight's second quarter. Oh, look at Cobb go. That's always fun to watch him run in transition. There's one of those moments, Jay. King runs the floor and is right there for the putback.
You got to do that. You can't just assume that, somebody's going to make the shot. Another nice turnover.
Oh, don't rush it.
Too late for Cobb. He's going to rush everything.
And, Jay, that's another one of those. You got to catch it first.
Yep.
Maybe an ill-advised pass, but you got to make sure, above all else, you catch it.
I think it's like one of the most undervalued skills in basketball. Is simply catching the basketball.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Jay, even if you line them up at the volleyball lines there, throw it back and forth like I tell my son all the time, his brain's all over the place. Son, you got to catch it before you do anything else with it.
Before. Dish.
Foul. Yeah, Metters foul Milholland from behind.
Sam, Mr. Helms. My. So Mike Milholland goes to the stripe and shoot a pair. I don't have him with making a free throw this year, Sam. So
the junior forward / center. First free throw is up, no good. Jay, I'm going to make it my mission before the night's over. I want to find out if Helms is a multi-sport athlete, because it looks to me he's a basketball player. He looks it. Like, he just looks so smooth out there in everything that he does. I'm just curious as to if he plays anything else. Milholland's second one is no good. Boy, right over the top. Number 5, Jaden Johnson. Up and in, and Jay, that's a killer right there if you're West.
Son, where have you been?
You're within 6, and you get 2 missed free throws and can't come up with a board.
Jaden Johnson.
Oh.
He's wanting more PT. Jump like that, you'll give him more PT.
Clark again from deep. Bingo! Dante Clark, his second 3 of the second quarter. He's got 9 for the game, and West is within 5.
Keeping him in the game, Sam, is Dante Clark.
And, folks, we know there's a lot of basketball left, but you got to understand, these two teams played 2 weeks ago, and Laney won by 46 points.
And it wasn't that close.
That's got to be a foul. It is. Ethan Hewitt with an aggressive drive to the basket. Maybe a little out of control, Jay, but the aggressive drive resulted in a shooting foul, and Hewitt will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, like it when he goes strong to the rack. Yeah, that 46-point deficit or difference, and it really wasn't that close. It was all Laney that night.
I mean, Jay, it could have been 100-20, I believe.
For sure. We get the
COVID timeout?
Yep, looks like it.
Jay, early impressions, obviously, a much more competitive game between these two teams than we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that's probably the key takeaway at this point is that, West could have fallen behind a lot more. They did fall behind in the first quarter, and it looked like, wow, a couple of more buckets here.
Here we go again, right?
Here we go again, right. But the Trojans kind of withstood that storm and have just stayed in the game, and it helps that they got a couple of threes here in the second quarter from junior forward Dante Clark.
And, Jay, probably worth noting, Laney has not implemented any, like, full court, trapping defense yet, and that's what gave the Trojans the most trouble when these two teams met 2 weeks ago. And the most stark difference to me, and again, we're only through the midway point of the second quarter, West Brunswick's value in the basketball. Sure, they've turned it over some, but they're getting shots up. And it just so happens tonight when Dante Clark's putting them up, they're going in.
Well,
and that helps.
It makes a big difference. Okay, three-point shots here tonight for West in the first half, and the guy on the line's got one of them. That's Ethan Hewitt, who is a 60% free throw shooter on the year.
Jay, I expect that number to climb as the season progresses. I think he's too good a foul shooter. And not that 60% is bad, but for a caliber shooter of Ethan Hewitt, I expect that number to climb.
Well, interestingly.
Oh, too soft on the second one, splits a pair, and West is within 4.
West as a team shoots 72% from the free throw line.
That's a good number.
I was really surprised when I saw that. Historically, they've had a hard time shooting free throws.
Bachman.
It's a difference when he's in there, Sam.
Yep, big difference. Offensive rebound, put back, up and in, and the lead is 6.
You can't teach tall. You can't coach tall. And when you're 6'7", as Joe is, and, listen, he's just not a tall kid. I mean, he can play. That's a tough combination.
Jay, this is a very important stretch for West Brunswick here. I sense the intensity level rising from the Laney Bucs here. Bachman's jumper no good. Cobb with the rebound. It just feels like Laney's really going to get after it these last couple minutes of this half. Oh.
Who's it on?
Oh, Jay, if that's on Bachman.
Who's it on?
Nope, number 5, Johnson. But it will be a shooting foul. Ethan Hewitt will go to the line for a pair.
Hewitt's sneaky quick, isn't he? He's got a couple of gears there.
Oh, Jay, I should have kept my mouth shut. He swished the first free throw and has since missed 2 in a row. So West trying to stay within striking distance here, down by 6 with 3:05 left in the first half. And he makes nothing but net there, so he's 2 of 4 from the stripe. West down by 5. Laney 23, West Brunswick 18. 2:55 left in the first half.
Rodriguez, who can't shoot the 3, not having much luck here tonight. McCall back in the game now.
Cobb, dribble handoff. Ian King's got it up top, guarded by Johnson. Nearly threw it away, but a good save by Ethan Hewitt. Then he nearly lost it, and Cobb's got it out front, whips it over to McCall.
Tough matchup for McCall with Surgal. Surgal much bigger and banging through those screens.
McCall missed, taps right to Tavion King. Cobb's gonna fire away. And that one off the backboard, off the rim, no good. Surgal the push ahead. What a catch.
Nice.
That's going to be a foul on the floor against Jordan McCall. And, Jay, not the worst foul in the world there because it looked like Laney had something going there offensively. 2:02 left in the first half. West Brunswick trails Laney 23-18.
Yeah, the West bench was trying to get the official to call a hook that time. It looked like Rodriguez was, trying to use his off arm to get around the defender, but they called a block. So ball remains with the Buccaneers.
Helm, Surgal, Milholland, Rodriguez, and Bachman for the Bucs. King, McCall, Cobb, Hewitt, and Ian King. Offensive foul.
It's been a moving
Jay, they get him for a hook that time? That's Bachman.
Was that
24.
Bachman?
That's 3, and Eric Davis is going to the bench. Lawrence Newkirk's going to check into the game for Bachman.
I was going to say, I did not think it was on Helms. It had to be on somebody moving screens. Sam, have we seen Barry tonight?
Jay, I think that might just be the second on Bachman. No, Barry has not played for Laney. Injury?
Yep.
He is injured, so we will not see him tonight.
Wow.
Oh, a good strong take by Ethan Ewa. Again, will go to the free throw line. He's 2 of 4 from the stripe tonight. He's got 5 points. Dante Clark leads all West Brunswick scorers with 9. For Laney, Bachman has 8. Makoa Surigao 3. Gregory Bryant 5. Lawrence Newkirk has 3 as well. So, Jay, if he makes both of these, West could pull within 1 possession. First one in.
And ask Coach Taylor, Aaron Taylor, if they get out of here at the half and only down, a bucket or 2.
Oh, man.
Holy moly. Upset of the year, right?
So Ethan Hewitt 4 of 6 from the stripe. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. West Brunswick's coach wanted the timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. And, Jay, what I was alluding to earlier about this being a key stretch, do you remember the Ashley game we did last week where West was within 4 or 6 with about 2 minutes left in the first half? Ashley scored 3 buckets in the final minute 45 and took a 4-point game. They took a 10-point lead into the break, and the Trojans never recovered. So I'm wondering out loud if the message here is, really focus in this last minute 40 and don't let it get away from us if you're Aaron Taylor and West Brunswick.
Yeah, absolutely. So, they played, 8 and 7, nearly, 14 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that, right? And they played really well, and they're only down 3.
Yep.
And if you don't continue to buckle down and if you don't continue to do what you've done for the first, nearly 2 quarters, that 3-point margin could real quick be 10.
Oh,
right.
And we've seen what this Laney team's capable of.
Because if they score, they can jump into a press. And if they jump into the press, they're pretty tough with that.
Yep.
So
you said it, partner.
Your point's well taken, Sam. The last 140 of this quarter might be why Taylor wanted the timeout, too, to remind him of that.
And, Jay, you've always stated the importance through the years of starting and finishing halves. A good look into number 32, Shea Corbett, who puts it off the glass and in. A good offensive possession from Laney. West got a little confused on defense, and it results in 2 points for the Buccaneers.
Surigao with his good vision that time, and just that was a nice pass. He made an easy shot out of a nice pass.
McCall's shot off the mark, missed everything. Cobb, the free safety, knocks it away and nearly came up with a save. It looked like Ed Reed going up for that, just much smaller.
It's quick.
So 1:05 left before halftime. It's Laney 25, West Brunswick 20.
So that 3-point margin is now 5.
Here's Helms. Behind the back dribble. Made a great pass to Corbett. Jumper no good. Good rebound by Ian King.
They needed that.
Jay, I think if I'm the Trojans, I'm holding this ball. I'm not getting in any hurry.
I don't think the guy with the ball
He only knows one speed, right?
JJ knows one way to go.
Wide open.
Wide open, yeah.
McCall, nope. Short. Ian King fighting for the rebound. He knocked it out of bounds off of Helms. I thought King deflected that one out, but it will stay with West Brunswick.
That's why I was asking you, was he one of them JV kids from last year? Because
he's active.
He's
active.
He can, he can play. Plenty of time. Don't have to be in a hurry.
As my dad would say, he can do some things.
He can do some things. And there's one of them, a mid-range floater off the glass and in. He's got 4. And, Jay, it's a 3-point game. Folks, 2 weeks ago, Laney beat this team 80-34. 80-34. And here we are tonight in Laney's home gym, and it's a 3-point game, 10 seconds left before the half. Joshua Helms got it for Laney. Traveling violation called against the Buccaneers. And who was manning him then? Was that King? Couldn't tell, partner. I'm sorry. They got time. They got to move it up quick. Not dribble. One-handed fling. Actually, not terribly far off. Nevertheless, a fantastic effort, competitive effort from West Brunswick in the opening 16 minutes of game action. 2 weeks after losing to the same team by 46 points, West Brunswick finds itself down by 3 heading into halftime here in Wilmington. It's Laney 25, West Brunswick 22 here on ATMC TV. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're back for the start of the second half. Jay, a tight, competitive game in the first half. Again, not to harp on it, but Laney, when these two teams met 2 weeks ago, won by 46, and now you look up after Ethan Hewitt's three-pointer, and we got a tie ball game.
Tie game in the second three of the night for Hewitt, and a pair of threes by Dante Clark, who I notice is starting this half, has helped West Brunswick to tie this game at 25.
Helms is going to fire from deep. Boy, that didn't take long. Joshua Helms puts Laney back ahead by 3.
Silk.
Helms has 5.
He is smooth.
It's Cobb, Bimbo, Ethan Hewitt, Dante Clark, and Abel Big A Bussin Urasek for the Trojans. Boy, Bimbo got fouled, just kind of heaved it up toward the rim there, but it pays off as he'll shoot 2 free throws.
Sam, is Bimbo a football player?
He is.
I thought so. I thought so.
He didn't shy away from contact.
Oh, my gracious. He's pretty good, man. He helps him in there.
He does, absolutely. Free throw attempt is up. Oh, rattles out. Good-looking stroke there. Laney 28, West Brunswick 25. 7:10 left in the third quarter. Bimbo misses a pair. Missed opportunity there for West Brunswick. Surgal all the way to the rim. Good pass to Gregory Bryant. The lefty puts it up and in for 2. And, boy, you see Laney push that ball after that miss, partner.
Put a star next to that one. A great pass by Koa.
Another good look to Gregory Bryant. Oh, that one missed everything. Surgal in there for the rebound. Shot misses everything. And Ethan Hewitt with the defensive rebound for West Brunswick. Good, active offensive rebound in there by Surgal. Just couldn't quite get the shot to fall.
And Laney doing a good job that time of getting back transitionally.
Ethan's going to fire again. That one misses short. Dante Clark with the offensive rebound, but he lost it. And we're going to get a blocking foul against Abel Urasek. Looked like Abel was kind of sliding there as Newkirk went up for the shot. Lawrence Newkirk will shoot a pair for the Bucs.
Jay, Newkirk, I'm sorry, I was just going to say, he's a pretty, well, he's an okay free throw shooter, 63%. But he is a senior.
Always like those guys on the line in the second half for reasons just demonstrated.
Yeah, looked a whole lot better than 63 on that, didn't he?
Jay, after watching these two teams play a couple weeks ago, if I'd have told you before tonight, hey, this game will be tied at some point in the second half, you would have not believed me, right?
I would have questioned that. And
Newkirk makes both. And Jay, after Ethan Hewitt's 3 to begin the second half, Laney has reeled off 7 consecutive points, 7-0 run for the Buccaneers.
And they jumped into this press, and West handled it pretty well.
Cobb's got a look, goes right around Bachman. Oh, a good take. J.J. Cobb reverse layup off the glass and in. A nifty move by the youngster.
And, you know, Bachman's got to kind of play it pretty carefully out there. That's that
was dead on line. Surgal just couldn't get it to go. Bachman pulls it down. Here comes Helms, beats him off the dribble. Pass deflected. Ian King with the steal. Now Newkirk trying to tie him up. Aaron Taylor wanted a timeout but couldn't get it in time as the tie ball, the possession arrow favors Laney, but it's Laney 32, West Brunswick 27. 5:41 left in the third quarter. Jay, this has been a good high school basketball game.
It's been a real nice game, and again, compared to the calamity a couple of weeks ago, this is great.
Helms just attacking off the dribble.
My.
Great pass to Bachman. Bachman's in double figures, and the Laney lead back to 7, 34-27.
What a sweet look by the freshman.
Uh-oh.
Close.
Oh, very dangerous
Should have
pass.
a
Ian
shot.
King's going to fire short. Ball never got above the rim, I don't think, on that three-point attempt, but a good job breaking the pressure and a good
There you go.
pull-up jumper from Makoa Surigao. He's got 5. West Brunswick wants a timeout.
And with 5:02 left in the third, Laney has increased its lead to 9. And Jay, if I'm not mistaken, that's the biggest lead of the night for the Buccaneers.
I think you're right, Sam. And
Yep, it is.
how many is that in a row? 9? Is that a 9-0 run?
No, J.J.
No,
Cobb had the reverse layup, so
reverse
it's
layup.
9-2.
Yeah.
A 9-2 run after Ethan Hewitt's 3 to open the second half.
Nice play by Surgow that time. It is not easy to come down the court at a high pace and stop and go up and shoot. But Koa did it really well that time, and it was the right decision to make. This kid's half the time he's trying to pass the ball. He needs to shoot it a few more times, I think. But anyhow, nice play by Surgow and nice little run by Laney.
Jay, in the first 2 minutes and 58 seconds of this third quarter, Laney already has 11 points. They're on pace to score about 30 this quarter. Uh-oh. Oh, a good job by Cobb kind of pulling out of that and waiting for King to come back to help him. Three-point attempt, short. Yeah, I couldn't tell what happened there. It looked like maybe Cobb didn't give Surgow. He kind of got in his cylinder there, I think is what they call it in college. You got to give him room to step or move. He kind of went up under him there and got called for a block.
I think your brother would say it would be a good tackle, but
yeah. Right. Good form, wrong sport. Laney trying to work it into Bachman there in the high post. Helms over to Surgow. That's going to open up everything. Oh, a good pass from Bachman. Whips back out to Newkirk. 3. Oh, it rattles out. Bachman with the rebound. Shot up, around, and in. Laney leads by 11. Bachman's got 12.
boy, you know, West did a good job that last, minute 30 of the second quarter to not let it get away.
Yeah,
But
danger zone now, partner.
They kind of let it get away here in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, get the feeling West needs a bucket here in the worst way.
Well,
It might have a look. There's Clark. He made a couple and missed that one, Jay. Sometimes the game's about making shots, right?
well, you live by the 3, you die by the 3, and I don't blame West for trying to shoot it if it's available.
Oh, he saved it right to J.J. Cobb. This will be good. Youngster against youngster. They missed the layup, and it's going to be a foul against West Brunswick.
Wow.
Boy, huge missed opportunity there for West Brunswick.
Yeah, you know, put a little star beside that one because
Yeah, could have got him right back within 9.
yeah, they gave up 2 and they give up the ball, right? So
Yeah. Jay, it looked like he kind of drifted away from the rim there on the layup attempt. I understand trying to use the rim as, kind of a protector,
yeah.
but maybe drifted a little too far away there, but a good aggressive take by Cobb. Just couldn't get it to fall. COVID timeout with 3:24 left in the third quarter. Laney 38, West Brunswick 27. And Jay, we just said it. I'll use the term again. Danger zone here for West Brunswick. We've seen this Laney team can run away from you quickly.
Yeah, they can, but West just needs to kind of regroup a little bit. And look, it would help. They did real well in the first half with 1, 2, 3 threes, and then they came right out in the third quarter and popped a 3 in. So they made 4. So they're kind of relying on their ability to shoot from outside the arc. Right now they've gone cold, but a couple of threes and a couple of good defensive stops, and they're right back in this.
Jay, what is it specifically that West has done so well that it didn't do the first time these teams met? What has allowed them to stay in this game?
I think it's possessions 9/10 of the law, right? They've handled the ball very well tonight, and particularly compared to a couple weeks ago. So
Absolutely.
They've had some turnovers, but Laney's going to turn you over. They get into you defensively. I think just, the ability to have some productive possessions ending up in decent shots, in which you got a chance to make.
Oh, that was deflected out of bounds off of Connor Poe. Jay, how about individually for West Brunswick? What kind of efforts from individuals that you've liked?
Well, Clark particularly, he's hit 2 3-point shots, 9 overall.
Oh, he's got King. A good pass, but Milholland came over and blocked the shot. Boy, that's great team defense right there, Jay.
Yeah, well, you'd hope in that situation if you couldn't make the basket, at least you would get fouled. And they didn't make the basket, but they didn't get fouled either. So good effort by Laney.
Connor Poe tried to get it into Milholland, but threw it away.
You know, I don't know how tall Milholland is, but they list Bachman at 6'7". Milholland's got to be 6'5".
Yeah, he's a
He
tall
looks
kid.
pretty close to him, you know. There's a problem.
Jay.
Possession arrow goes to
Boy,
West.
I think West was fortunate there, Jay. You can't call timeout unless you possess the ball, and I'm not sure McCall possessed it there.
And I don't know why you would call timeout since you have the possession arrow in your favor, but you know,
I bet scared of a live ball turnover
Sure,
that lead to an
sure.
easy layup, but great point. Got to know, right, Jay, those in-game situations. I'm not suggesting McCall did anything wrong there, but you know, point is you just got to know in those situations, okay, if I do get tied up, it's still our ball. So maybe hold on to that precious timeout. Unless you're Roy Williams and you just don't call them.
I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to start picking on him.
Oh, no, I'm not. That one, man, the man has won a lot of basketball games. I'll never understand the timeout philosophy, but he clearly knows what he's doing.
My old friend, Coach Jim Phelan, who's in the Hall of Fame, and I've talked to you about him many times in our time together. He never called timeout. Goodness.
Oh, that's over the. Gotta be
I
over
would
the.
think.
Oh no, traveling on Milholland. I thought he went over the back initially, but either way, it's gonna be West Brunswick basketball.
Yeah, Laney got a break that time, I think, not picking up a foul.
Yeah. Boy, Jay, here's the pressure. That's been giving West so much trouble. Good pass from McCall. Oh, a good take by Metters there, but Bachman just went straight up, altered the shot. And West has missed some golden opportunities here in the middle of the third quarter.
5 points here in the third quarter after a 14-point second quarter. Uh-oh. What we
Jay,
say about catching?
One of the things we were talking about early in the game.
Catching the ball.
Earlier in the game, you got to catch it before you can dribble or pass or shoot it.
Yep.
First priority's got to be securing the
Not
catch.
a good pass.
No.
Not a good pass.
Oh, just left him for a layup, and Milholland missed it, got his own rebound, and put it in.
Boy, that one hurts, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, that's just giving him 2 points, essentially.
Kind of a mental error, really, I think, as much as anything else.
Yep, agreed. Oh. Bachman with the block shot. Milholland thought about dribbling out of there and wisely stops and gets it over to Joshua Helms, the ball handler. Good job on defense by Jordan McCall, cutting off the dribble drive. Oh,
I thought he was
Helms
going.
from deep, huh? Rodriguez is going to fire. No good. Ethan Hewitt with the rebound, and he's going to push the pace.
Helms
Pulls it back out.
Helms will shoot that shot when he's a senior, not when he's a freshman.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, when he's in the 12th grade,
You got that right,
he'd be
partner.
taking them 30-footers, not when you're in the 9th grade.
West just struggling to get any kind of clean look at the basket here in the third quarter. Only scored 5 points. Meters working on Bogman. Off of Bachman and out of bounds, so West maintains possession.
That's just good defense that time by Bachman. You know, he stayed right with the West player and kept his hands up, didn't draw the foul. Bachman's played pretty good in the third quarter considering he had 3 fouls.
Boy, Laney has really upped the defensive intensity here in the third, too, Jay. Have held West Brunswick to 5 points in the quarter, and 3 of those came within the first 15 seconds of the second half.
Great point, yeah. 15-5, they've outscored them.
.35 seconds left in the third quarter. West Brunswick down by 13. It was a 3-point game at the break.
Look how close together 4 of the West Brunswick players were.
All bunched
spacing,
together.
spacing.
Step back 3, off the glass and in. Ethan Hewitt, his second 3-pointer of the third quarter, third for the game. He's got 13 points, and Laney turns it over. 7 seconds left in the third.
Critical 7 seconds, Sam. They could get this into single digits.
Right, Jay? You always talk about the importance.
Somebody's got to come to the ball. Can't hold it.
Got to go.
Oh,
bailed out.
Yeah. Well, the foul don't hurt him.
So 3, maybe a pretty good foul for Laney, Jay, if all things considered. Now West has to restart and push it up the court in just 3 seconds. Jay, 3 seconds is a long time in basketball time.
It
Probably
can
time
be.
for 2 passes. Either way, that's the end of the third quarter, and we still got a game here in Wilmington at Laney High School. It's the Laney Bucs looking to improve to 7-1. West Brunswick trying to get its first win. It's a 10-point game after 3 here on ATMC TV. Partner, we are back for the start of the fourth quarter. West Brunswick struggled there in the third, Jay, but we still got a game. It's a 10-point game here with 8 minutes left.
Yeah, they're certainly within shouting distance, and a couple of made baskets and a couple of stops, and maybe an interesting last quarter. There's a shot.
Jay, you know something? I have not seen a lot of Tyler Rodriguez tonight for the Trojans. One stint.
You're right.
And he made a nice pass down there on the baseline, but just not seen a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. And he's a three-point shooter, right? He's one of,
Hewitt's going to fire. Well short, but went right to the Trojans.
Gets fouled or give it up. Ooh, Euro
step around the defender. Ethan Hewitt has 15 by my count.
I wonder if that's a career high for him, you know?
It's got to be, right,
I
Jay?
would think, yeah.
Lawrence Newkirk, Surregal.
Single digits, yeah.
Corbett.
No wonder.
Newkirk with a huge shot. Completely flips the momentum back to Laney's favor and the lead back to 11.
Yeah, you like those seniors taking those shots, and Lawrence Newkirk averaging 7 3 points, almost 5 boards. Really came through with
that's
a
good
shot.
look. That's what you want if you're
like
West.
that, yeah.
Ethan Hewitt.
On fire.
An offensive explosion here tonight. He's got 11 in the second half, 18 for the game.
4 threes.
Oh, I thought Surregal was going to fire that one. Rodriguez, dribble drive, layup, no good. Surregal fighting for the loose ball. Oh, Rodriguez got a clean look. No good again. And it's going to be a foul on Laney, and we'll go the other way. Jay, it's an 8-point game with 6:13 left. An 8-point game. Again, when these two teams met the first time, it was Laney 80, West Brunswick 34, a 46-point difference. Tonight, the Bucs just up 8 with a little more than 6 minutes to go in the game.
And like I said, it wasn't that close.
No,
how can a 46-point deficit not be that close? But that
it wasn't.
It wasn't, right? But tonight it is. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. Right now, West is living.
Ian King's 3 missed everything. Gregory Bryant with the rebound.
Nice effort by Bryant that time, really boxing out.
Newkirk from distance.
Bingo.
He's got 3 and the lead back to 11.
Such a big shot by the senior. Such a big shot.
I believe if I'm West, I'm doing everything I can to get Ethan Hewitt coming off screens here. And maybe Hewitt 3-point attempts might be the best look you can get against a stingy Laney defense.
Ooh, that hurts.
Unforced. Unforced.
Hurts. That hurts.
And Jay, with under 5.5 minutes left and you're down by 11, every possession is so critical.
It is.
So valuable.
You hear so many of these, coaches value the basketball, value the possession. Make something positive happen out of it. That's a good shot by Sergei.
Went all the way down and rimmed out. A great look, a great shot, just bad break there, and that would have put the Buccaneers up by 14.
Nice hands by
Sergei
again. West re-triggers.
Now, Jay, with Ethan Hewitt on the bench, where does the offense come from?
Kid right here.
Meters? Nope.
Got off to a quick start, but
nice good pass from Gregory Bryant to Joe Bachman.
T.O., baby.
Bachman's got 14.
T.O., baby. Maybe not.
T.O. on the floor as Jordan McCall fixes his shoes. 4:34 left. Laney 48. West Brunswick 35. Laney had 25 in the first half, have 23 already in the second.
What do you have it down to? 5, Sam, or 8? I mean, now it's 13. A lot of it because of this kid right here, Newkirk.
Uh-oh. Bryant from distance. Oh, rattles out. Jordan McCall with a good defensive rebound. West wanted a foul there as Jordan McCall was run into. Jay, here's Rodriguez. Ooh. Makeup call, partner?
Not sure.
Be West Brunswick basketball, down by 13. 3:55 left in the game, and Jay, now we will get a timeout on the floor. So, Jay Combs, nice enough to sponsor our second quarter tonight. I'm going to ask you, color analyst, set up the last 3:55 of this one. Laney's got a 13-point lead, no shot clock in high school basketball. So again, West has got to be really intentional when it has the basketball in its hands to get some points and get them in a hurry.
Yeah, and again, Sam, a theme of tonight, both the girls and the guys, is hanging on to the basketball and working to get good shots, and West needs to continue to try to do that. The problem is they're playing the clock right now as much as they are playing Laney. So they got to figure out a way to pick up the pace of this a little bit and do it in a productive way, and then on the other end, they've got to defend really hard. I don't know. I think maybe it's too early to start thinking about putting them on the line. Laney is a 66% free throw shooting team overall, and guys that are going to have the ball in their hand a lot, which would be like Sergei and he's a 85% free throw shooter. Poe is 75. Rodriguez is 100, but I don't know how many he's really shot. So Helms is a great free throw shooter at 72. So got to pick your poison, right? But first of all, you got to work to get good shots, and you're going to have to be pretty proficient and efficient with those shooting or with those shots right now.
Absolutely.
And can't take a lot of time figuring it out.
McCall misses that one badly. Tie ball situation, and it will favor the Buccaneers. 3:41 left in the game. Laney leads by 13.
Yeah, good effort again by Urasek, who's not afraid to throw his body around out there.
And Jay, it is worth noting that Laney's missing its starting point guard in Cavius Berry, a really good player, averaging almost 8 points a game. And we saw him, boy, a lightning quick guard. Sergei off the glass and in. He's got 7, and Laney leads by 15. Jay, getting harder and harder going to be harder and harder for West Brunswick to come back as Joshua Helms runs into the side of Jordan McCall. It'll be a foul on the floor. West Brunswick ball out of bounds. Berry's a good player. It makes a difference if he's not in the lineup.
He's a real good player.
To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, statistically 8 points, a couple of boards, 3.4 assists per game. The thing that sticks out with me and Berry is his assist to turnover ratio is 2 to 1. That means that he only turns the ball over one time for every 2 assists, and you can play with a player like that.
Absolutely. West Brunswick still in its zone, and the clock is under 3 minutes.
And Laney should not be in any hurry unless they get a really good look.
Not sure that was the one they wanted there, partner.
Yeah, you can get that shot anytime.
Swing pass over to McCall. Foul on the shot, blocking foul, and Jordan McCall will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, Jordan McCall, the sophomore guard, averages 6.5 points and 3 rebounds a game, so he does a pretty good job. He's not that big, 5'9", 5'10", only a 10th grader. Did a good job of getting to the basket that time where he can shoot a pair.
West down by 15. McCall go to the line. First one is nothing but nylon, so McCall's in the score sheet. He came into the night averaging nearly 7 points a game, but that's his first one here this evening. 2.5 minutes exactly left in the game. Laney 50, West Brunswick 36. Be interesting to see, Jay, after a make if West Brunswick jumps in any kind of pressure.
And how long they'll go before they'll foul and put a Laney player at the free throw line.
And, Jay, also worth noting, West has 3 fouls to give before Laney's even in the bonus.
There you go. So they got to eat up them fouls pretty quick, and they're back in the zone, so it doesn't appear that they're going to employ that strategy. And Sergow's right, just take your sweet time.
Yep, no need for Laney to get in any kind of hurry. Jay, I want to say it was earlier this week, and Hoggard and Ashley's girls met in a conference game. Ashley had a 10, 12, 14, somewhere in that neighborhood, point lead with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. Ashley held the ball out by half court for the last 2 minutes of the game. No one moved at all.
You can
just held it and watched the game clock run out.
You can do that with Sanaya, right? And who called that timeout?
Laney.
Yeah, and that was a good timeout by Coach Eric Davis, because I think he's going to remind the guys, hey, fellas, look at the board, look at the clock, look at where we are relative to winning this game, okay? So we don't need to be in any particular hurry. We can, if you're going to hurry up and wait, right? And try to get this last 146 off and get out of here with what has, I think, proven to be a much harder earned victory than perhaps what they expected coming into the game tonight. So 146 to go. Laney 50, West 37. Couple of threes here in the fourth quarter for Lawrence Newkirk. Puts him into double figures on the game with 11. He joins Joe Bachman, who has 14.
And, Jay, they were big ones, too. Newkirk's threes came when West Brunswick had pulled within 8, and Newkirk hit a 3 to put them up 11, and then later a 3 to put them up 14. Bachman's going to have to come off, Jay. Blood on the jersey, maybe?
I'm going to guess the official noticed something, and Joe walks right out of the gym. So he's going to get a new shirt, I suppose. He's got a minute 46 to do it. Big night tonight for Ethan Hewitt, who has kept West in the game with 18 points, 9 for Dante Clark.
Boy, Laney has to use a timeout or they were going to get a 5-second violation there, much to the chagrin of Laney head coach Eric Davis.
Well, maybe that gives Bachman a little more time to get back, and here he comes.
Oh,
so.
It was strategic. It was a strategic timeout there. Give the 6'7" sophomore a chance to get back into the lineup.
Yeah, time to wash his shirt, right? But
here's a question, Jay.
Okay.
How many dry erase little grease boards do you think Eric Davis has been through in his career as a head coach? Between wear and tear,
oh my gosh,
breaking them,
what a great
snapping
question.
them over his knee. I actually don't know that he's ever done that.
What a great question. Oh, my Lord.
So what would you even guess?
A lot.
Okay, yep. He has, in fact, snapped one over his knee before at least. I have it on good authority.
Oh, my gosh. That's a great question.
I'm going to say.
He's a scribbler, isn't he? I mean, he likes to.
I'm going to say in the 30s.
Okay.
Not that that's relevant now. There we go, Jay. We are going to see West Brunswick at least inch closer to putting Laney at the free throw line.
You have to.
Boy,
Sam.
speaking of Davis, he is not happy with the offense there on the inbounds pass, and Gregory Bryant will check back into the game. I tell you, Jay, Bryant's a nice player. Smooth lefty stroke.
He's done well.
Has capitalized on a couple nice passes from Surigao in the paint tonight.
Yeah, 7 points for the senior, They got to foul 2 more times before they can put him on the line.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
Okay, here we go.
Boy, Jay, Ethan Hewitt just took an elbow to the chops. That's what frustrated him.
He did.
But I don't know what
I hope they're not going to try to come up to our monitor and look at that.
Yeah.
The way they do now in
It's
college.
a long walk.
Oh, my gracious. Yeah, I thought that was hard to tell. I thought it was inadvertent, but obviously I wasn't the one that got chopped in the mouth, and Ethan didn't take too kindly to it. So.
Thankfully, Jay, cooler heads prevailed there.
Oh, yeah. The officials got right on it.
The irony is, on the inbounds pass, Hewitt had a hold of Bachman's jersey, and the officials missed it. So had the foul been called initially, all of that would have been avoided.
Would have been avoided, yeah.
But West Brunswick now, or Laney rather, will shoot free throws on the next West Brunswick foul. And, Jay, we have covered a grand total of 6 game seconds in like the last 10 minutes of real time. So relatively close game into the fourth quarter, pretty typical in basketball. The pace is kind of ground to a halt here. It's Hewitt, King, Cobb, and Clark for the Trojans. Newkirk, Bryant, Bachman, Surigao, and Helms for the Laney Buccaneers.
Okay, so they're sending Bachman out of the game.
Blood on the jersey.
Does he got
something? That's speculation, folks, just to be clear. I don't know.
And Coach Davis is not so happy with that decision.
Yeah. It's on the back, partner. Somewhere they're signaling to the back of his jersey. Oh, Laney will take it inbounds. Milholland came in for Bachman.
So, again, this foul will stop the clock and put Laney on the line.
And Helms is a 72% free throw shooter, Jay. He'll shoot a 1-and-1 here.
Yeah, not the guy that you would want to put on the line, but, you're in a position now if you're West. You can't be choosy, right?
No, you can't. You just try to extend the game as long as you can. Only 1 second went off the clock there, so it's 50-37. Boy, Jay, if they keep trying to get Bachman back in the game, we might be here till Sunday. Helms rattles in the front end of a 1-and-1. He's got 6 points tonight. The freshman guard averaging 6 on the season, a little more than 6 actually. Jay, I get the sense you are impressed by West Brunswick's effort after such a lopsided affair the first time these teams met.
Sure am. And they did not have a game earlier this week, right? They lost.
That's correct.
Okay, so it's been a week since they played. They lost to Ashley. So looks to me like Coach Taylor and staff and kids have taken advantage of that week and tried to improve as a team.
Steal by Lawrence Newkirk, and then Dante Clark committed a foul against Makoa Surigao. So Surigao will go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Jay, I know it's a 15-point margin right now, but how beneficial will it be for Laney in these close games that they're inevitably going to find themselves in the Mid-Eastern Conference to have kids like Helms and Surigao that can go to the free throw line late in games and ice away some of these tight victories?
It's imperative, and of course you could add Barry to the mix on that, right?
That shot right there, never thought about missing.
Yeah, Surigao's an 85% free throw shooter, 17 for 20 coming into tonight's game from the stripe. And he's money from the free throw line.
Yep, neither one of those touched the rim, and the lead has grew to 17 here with 1:10 left. Maybe just find Hewitt and watch him fire away. Shoot. Block shot by Bachman. Ahead to Helms. And West is going to foul Josh Helms and send Helms back to the line for a 1-and-1. Jay, I think with a deficit now 17, we may see the non-intentional, intentional fouling come to an end here, maybe after this possession.
Yeah, probably so. You know, the waving the white flag, so to speak, right? But
valiant effort.
West will, you know, the bus ride home tonight won't be great, but it'll be, I think, a little better than many would have thought. You know,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think you're right. Helms 1-and-1. Rattles it in. He's 3 of 3 from the stripe here in the fourth quarter. He's got 8 for the game.
Ninth grader.
He's a good player.
Ninth grader.
Good player. This backcourt with Barry and Helms and Surigals, if not the league's best, certainly in the running.
See what that kid's going to be when he's a junior, senior.
I know the answer to that. Very good.
Yeah. Maybe really good.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how tall he is. We'll have
tried to free up Hamilton for a shot from distance. Travel with it.
Tell you what, that team that's on the floor now for Laney, even with the big lead and only 40-odd seconds left, they're moving their feet defensively.
Yeah.
You notice a pattern there, Sam?
Yep, that's exactly right. Rodriguez will dribble it across the timeline for Laney. It's 56-37, Laney's favor. The Buccaneers will improve to 7-1 overall. 2-0 in league play. West Brunswick's going to drop to 0-4 overall, 0-2 in the league. 20 seconds left. Pass into Corbett. Laney's just playing a little hot potato with it here late in the game. Shots missed, and here comes Cobb. Good pass from Cobb to Tyler Rodriguez. Shot blocked out of bounds. 11 seconds left. Jay, parting shots tonight.
You know, listen, compared to the game a couple of weeks ago, this is marked improvement for West Brunswick tonight, and a big shooting night for Ethan Hewitt. You've seen Dante Clark make some baskets, so something to build on moving forward in this season. It'll be nice when we get to see West play against teams that are more within their zone, right? The North, the South, the Topsals, right? When you go up against the Laneys and teams of that caliber, you're gonna have a hard time, and they have, but they've improved, and they're going to lose tonight, but they're going to lose in a much different way than they did just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, Dante Clark has certainly had a career night, regardless of the results of these free throws. He could get into double figures here with a made free throw here on the second attempt. And he misses a pair. Laney with the rebound. Rodriguez with the steal, and he was fouled on the layup attempt.
Well, Tyler Rodriguez is going to try to get into the scoring book. I got him for a couple of points a game, 3 rebounds a game.
The first game of the season against Laney, I think first possession he drained a corner 3.
Yeah.
And he had 10, I think, in the first half of that game, and then didn't score again. Makes the second free throw, so West Brunswick 1 of 4 at the line in the last few minutes. Laney just trying to run out the clock. West Brunswick still picking up full court, and that will do it from Wilmington, North Carolina. The hosts, Laney Buccaneers, 56-38 winners over the West Brunswick Trojans. Big night from Laney sophomore Joe Bachman. He finished with 14. Joshua Helms finished with 9. Lawrence Newkirk, 11 for West Brunswick. Ethan Hewitt led all Trojan scores with a career high 18. Dante Clark made a pair of 3-pointers. He finished with 9. 4 points from Ian King, and the Trojans fall to 0-4, 0-2 in league play. Laney now on a 7-game winning streak. The Buccaneers are 7-1, 2-0 in conference play. Jay?
Sam?
It was fun, partner.
It always is. We're so blessed to be able to do this, and I'm glad you were able to join us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
For Aaron Varnum and Nathan Evers, he's Jay Combs. I'm Sam Hickman. Good night from all of us here at ATMC TV.